welcome to another episode of the Bola Adeyeye Omishade Show. And yes, we're still on the series on deciding to make a difference. And today we'll be talking about taking the big step of change. Yes, change is change. We all want to change one thing or the other in our businesses, in our career, in our marriages, But yeah, we need to hear from people that have actually taken big steps of change, people that have changed one thing or the other, so that we can learn and be aware of things that we need to know before deciding to take that big step of change. And guess what? We are having my brother, the person of Adeyemi Adeyeye. Yes, I'm so honored to have him here today. Yes, my brother is my role model. Yes, he's somebody that's actually driven me to where I am today. Yes, he's actually done it in all ways, financially, spiritually. Oh God, scolding, But then I'm sure he's proud of me, and I am proud of who I am today. So thank you. Yes, so can we all welcome Adeyemi Adeyeye? Hi Adeyemi. It's nice to have my brother on the show. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you. I know it's been a while, isn't it? Yeah. How's life?
Well, we thank God. Things are good. It's good to see you as well. Good job you're doing anyways.
Oh, thank you so much. Right, I've talked a little bit about you, and I always like people to give a brief introduction about themselves. Yeah, so please, can you just introduce yourself to the audience? Just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, basically, like, my name is Yemi Adeyeye. I have an accounting background, and I have a postgraduate certificate in cloud computing. I've worked in various fields. Right now, I run a business of my own. I also have a paid job anyways. We do logistics, cargo, and transportation services. This is what we do basically. For now, that's what we do. So I have to, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for sharing those details with us. Now, so right, one of the reasons, because of course I have a very good knowledge about you, and I've watched you all my life take lots of big steps of change. Me, for example, at some point when I started, when I finished my BSc, one of the reasons why I didn't leave Portsmouth was because I was not bold enough to leave, to take that big step of change, you see. And lots of people, and this does not just relate to just me leaving a location, or, lots of people want to go ahead and make changes, but they are not bold enough. But I've seen you taking these big steps of change, and I want you to share your story, as well as tell people why they need to take that big step of change. How do they need to do it? What are your experiences, and things that they should prepare for and not prepare for? Yeah.
Well, basically, first of all, I'll say thank you for having me on your show. And,
you're welcome.
It's a privilege, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, regards to change, first of all, you must have an awareness, about change. Change. What is change? Change is you're tired. You must come to a point where you don't like where you are. You are no more comfortable with what you're doing. And then you just feel that there's still something else out there for you. So if there's going to be change for any individual or any organization, you must first of all come to the point where you say, hey, you know what? I think I need a change. Because people will not, it's not what people say to you. You must come to yourself to that point where you said you need a change, and then the next thing, from my experience, is that then you also must have a desire, must have a strong desire to for the change. You must have a strong desire. Like you must be ready to say to yourself that, hey, these are the benefits, and then I want to go in this direction.
So you need to
I'll give
weigh
an
the pros and the cons of having to take that step of change.
That's correct. That's correct. So I'll give an example.
Yeah.
So I remember many years ago, I had worked as an accounting technician somewhere in Africa, in Lagos, Nigeria, and I was pretty much doing like the same thing. We were doing practical bookkeeping services and stuff, and I was earning a particular amount of money at the time. It was well decent for that time though, but I kept feeling that there's still something out there that I need to do. I could be better. So you must come to that point where you just feel that you are not underperforming, but you are not maximizing your potentials.
Potentials, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So the need to start up my own business came. So I started up a bookkeeping firm at the time, and then yeah, and this was how it got started. So and I was pretty much about 22, 27 about that time. Like I'm not sure exactly now, but yeah. So this is how it started. So I had this desire, like, you know what, I think there's something out there for me, and it was a bit successful. You
Yeah.
know,
One other thing I wanted to bring light to is lots of people, especially I have a couple of friends that after we finished our BSc, when you're going into the care sector, a lot of people are very caring and you care for people, you have interest and you get carried away and then you forget your initial aim of going to the university and you get carried away with caring for people and they feel very comfortable in that area and they're at some point they are not bold enough to take that step to leave that sector to go back to in their initial purpose. For example, I have a friend who did computing and after we finished she's still doing the care, which is good. She's making a lot of money, but I keep saying to her, is this your dream? What sort of things, apart from being aware, what sort of things can people do? Because a lot of people are scared, they don't know what they're going to see out there. And that's why this very big change. What are the benefits? What should they look forward to? How can they take that step of change?
how can they take the step of change? I'll also use myself as an example, right? I'll tell you, first of all, everybody must understand that they have something inside of them that's a gift. So you must understand and identify what your gift is. And when you say change can be in different. I'm talking in regards to my job now and my business. Change can be in any form. It could be
change is change anyway.
Exactly.
Change.
It could be somebody. It could be anything. But I'm talking here in regards to your profession or like your job or business and stuff. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm referring to. So you must understand that you have everyone. God has not left anybody on this earth, anybody without a gift inside of you. So you must be able to identify what your gifts are. You understand? And then two, you must understand also what your passion is.
Yeah, and your strengths.
Yes, you must be able to understand this, what you like doing, even if there's no money. So for me, accounting was something aside from the fact that my dad, of course, our dad, he's a chartered accountant, and then we grew up seeing him train a lot of people to become accountants and stuff. So I also always dreamed to be an accountant. And then when we got started, I like numbers. And then I like going into places where people's books are incomplete and you help them set it up. So for people who have come to that point and they say they think they need a change, I would counsel, and I'll say, hey, what do you have a passion for?
So your passion should drive you to that change.
That's very correct. Your passion will be the driving force, so to be the pivot on which whatever is going to happen. Because you see, it's not always easy. Be honest with you, because because after, when you know what you want to do, then you also want to arm yourself with information. You want to acquire knowledge, because sometimes you want to do something. Yes, it's your dream. Yes, it's what you have a passion. Yes, it's what you are hoping to do in the near future, but you might not have enough information to be able to set it rolling. So if you need to go to school, go to school. If you need to get an education, get a course, go for a seminar, go for a training, just in that direction to help you and set you up. You understand?
So you need to
prepare
actually back
you.
up that passion with the right knowledge to drive that change.
That's good. I'll tell you. I'll give you an example. Right. I remember many years ago, I'd always, I always wanted to go abroad. I wanted to live abroad. Because I just had this feeling that I wanted to do businesses with international. I wanted to run a business that was international and was going to affect lives and stuff. So and I didn't have the financial resources. I didn't have it, but I felt okay. I could go by the road. I could go on transport on the road. I was going to go from Africa all to Europe.
I think I remember that. I remember that time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then we got maps. We got, and I had some money, but it was not enough anyways. And we set out, and I got stuck on the way somewhere on the West Coast, and then I came back maybe after about 2 months, but it was not easy. But it was a learning curve, though.
It was a learning
curve. Yes. So from that,
sometimes you need to actually give it a go, and
you must prepare for the change. Regardless. For me, that time, I lacked. My preparation wasn't enough. No, it wasn't adequate. So I would encourage anybody who wants to step out. You must have enough information. You must have planned, because he who fails to plan plans to fail.
And to be honest, that actually relates to what Kelvin, because we had Kelvin last week, and we were talking about transitioning from paid employment to being self-employed. And to be honest, the first thing he said was, you need to be prepared. So all these things, it just ties in together, So you need to be prepared to be able to take the big step of change.
Yeah, and another thing also very, very important, I want to say, is that you also need to be able to picture the future that you want.
Wow.
Because if you're able to picture it, then you can feature in it.
Wow.
Because in the Bible, in the book of Ephesians chapter 3 verse 20, the Bible says, now unto him who is able to do exceeding abundantly above that which we ask or imagine, according to the power that works in us. And about Einstein, he said, imagination is everything. He said it's the preview to life's coming attractions. So you must be able to picture it. I mean, some people will call it fate, some people call it whatever, but you must be able to see yourself.
Research, you need to come up with an hypothesis to test if it's true or false. So it's just like foreseeing something that you think it's either true or false. So if you have a plan, this is what I'm looking forward to see, then I probably need to go ahead and try it to see if it is true or false.
I remember a friend of mine years ago. When I used to work in a company somewhere was Dolphin Estate, and then he had come up to me, and then he told me he was going to go to Europe for further studies, but for some financial constraints, he's not able to go.
Mm.
And at the time, be honest, I didn't even have the resources to be able to help him. But one of the things I told him then from my little experience at that time was that I said to him that we need to be able to picture it.
Mm.
So we will see, we'll hold, I remember we held hands and I told him, you're going to close your eyes and you're going to see yourself in the plane. You're going to see yourself arriving in the country where you're going. You need to see yourself, um, um, you need to see yourself arriving in the school. You need to see yourself celebrating. And then, and after saying all this, and I said to him, because the Bible says that according to the power that works in us. So I said, you need to see it. So if we have anybody who's trying to wants a change or is trying to move to another level, he or she needs to picture it. Because hey, if you can picture it, you can say it, then you will feature in it.
Yeah, and that's actually one of the purpose of having an architectural plan. They actually picture what the house is going to be like, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
I remember that used to work for us long time ago when we were together. When we wanted anything, you said to me, close your eyes. I was quite young, but
yeah, I know.
to be honest, that has actually worked for me, especially when I'm struggling. I always try and imagine, okay, this is what I want, this is where I want to be. And to be honest, that actually that puts you in the right position and drives you towards that thing that you have actually pictured.
That's correct. There's a book by Younger Cho. I think The Power of Fourth Dimension. So this is what I would always use, because he also like made a lot of emphasis on it and says your ability to be able to see, and it's really helped me. I'll tell you, when I was going to go to the United States of America, and then I remember that even though I didn't have enough money, even though I had a lot of things going for me and against me at the time, I remember that morning when I set out and I said I was going to leave. I didn't even have the money for my ticket when I head out. When I did have to set out, no, I didn't have it. So, but when I got to, but I went, I pictured it, and then my friend one of my friends who were there at the time was telling me, "Are you sure you'll be able to go tonight?" I said, "You know what? Tonight, I'm gonna fly. I'm gonna fly to America."
Wow.
He said, "But how are you gonna do it?" I said, "You just watch me. I don't know how. I know God's gonna do it. All that I'm going through, all that's been happening around me, it has made me so very uncomfortable at the time, and I just needed to head out, or else something negative was going to happen." So and you know what? That night, I flew out.
Wow. And you see, one very thing I would like to pick up from what you have just said is, although you pictured it, you did not just sit still. You were taking the progressive step forward.
That's correct.
So you didn't just sit still and picture it, or you walked in that direction, or it was just one step after the other. Although you didn't have the resources, but you kept on going and doing the little you could do to achieve that big picture that you had looked at. I don't know if I'm correct or if
yes, exactly. But and again, I'll tell you, okay, it's sweet. It's good to say, oh yeah, you're gonna picture it, and then you're gonna feature in it, and then you have an idea and stuff. That it's really good to say, but you also must expect criticisms. You must expect challenges would come. There will be low bubbles. It's not going to be a smooth sail. But as long as you purpose in your heart, as long as you have faith in God, as long as you are dogged and you keep at it and you persevere, at the end of the day, you will actualize your dreams. So I would encourage whoever feels that he or she needs a change, they should first of all come to that awareness. Nobody's going to talk you into it. You must be very uncomfortable with your situation. You must say, hey, you know what, I think I need to change. You must have come to that point. Then two, there must be a strong desire. You must be able to answer questions like, oh, why do I need a change? what do I need to do? How do I go about it? And then acquire knowledge. The Bible says in the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 2, it says, and now the Lord said, it says that the vision is for an appointed time. He said, write it down and make it plain so that those that see it will run with it. So you must be able to have a vision, a goal. You must have it. You must look at it every day. You must look at it every week. Everybody who knows me knows that in my bag, I always have a lot of things I write. Everywhere I go to, I write stuff. Even and then people say he's always writing, because every time you have to reassess how far you have come, how well you have done, where you are at the time, where you're going to, what you need to do. These are things, you need to, because there are a lot of people who have strong desires to want to change. But is it all those people that get to where they're going? No. A lot of people will go to their grave without actualizing their purpose, because there's a gap between the desire and actually manifesting and walking in that dream and that goal and that, there is a gap. So many people will not get through it, and one of the reasons would be because of the fact that you don't arm yourself with enough information. You don't persevere. You feel, oh, because I have 1 or 2 challenges that will come. Of course you have challenges. I remember when I went to Russia. Because I had a business we were running at the time, and we were taking students to schools abroad, like to go study and stuff. And then when we got to Moscow, I went with a couple of students at the time, and then the first thing when I got there, they were not going to speak. They weren't speaking English, and they were going to send us back, and they said that because we could not speak, we could not speak Russian, but luckily I had bought a book that I was reading. That's where the knowledge comes in. I was already preparing ahead of it, right?
Although you didn't have enough resources, you still try as much as you could to inform yourself.
That's correct. So I got a book. I was reading. I was listening to a tape. So when we got there, somebody in immigration just said to us that, hey, they said, where we going to? But I didn't even understand what he was saying in Russian. So, but I learned little words. I learned things like, I don't understand. I learned things like, my name, what's my name? I learned things like, little things, no, yes. So when he was asking us and I said, stop, I said, where are we going to? And I said that, it means I don't understand. So he said, oh, I said, I said, я говорю по-русски чуть-чуть. It means I speak Russian a little bit. He said, ты говоришь по-русски. I said, and from the little I learned, I was able to have a way. And they said that, hey, anyways, even though I could communicate a little bit, they will, if they don't get anybody at the airport to receive us, where all of us was going to be deported. We're about 7, I think, of us at the time.
Wow.
So I told my the guys we were going with, the students that were going with to Russia at the time, and I told them that, this is where the power of imagination, the power of the ability to call on God and see and picture the future so that you can feature in it. And I told them, hey guys, we need to pray. I said, see yourself in Europe, in Moscow. I said, because these guys say if there's nobody at the airport for us, they're going to send us back home regardless. So they started praying, and then one of the immigration ladies led me to the arrival section.
Yeah.
So as I was going, I was just praying. So there's a part of prayer. I would encourage anybody who also wants to change to pray, to try to pray, because you need God in all whatever you do to be able to have a good success. So like I was saying, so we headed down to the arrival section, and when we got there, the lady stood because she didn't understand English, or she didn't understand very much of English and stuff. So we stood there, and I was just looking through the crowd of people, and I wasn't those that were going to pick us up, they were not at that airport. that airport was Domodedovo. The people who are going to pick us up, we're going to pick us up in Vladivostok. That's in the far east.
That is,
So yeah. So what I was looking with faith, I was looking into the crowd as though I was
someone
expecting,
pick you
you
up.
know.
Yeah.
So as we're looking, I just my eye caught a lady and a guy. They were black, and immediately our eyes caught each other. The lady beckoned on me to come. So I walked up to her and she said, "Do you speak English?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Where are you from?" I said, "I'm from Nigeria." She said, "I'm Nigerian too." I just jumped. She jumped. And the immigration officer, she felt, oh, maybe those were the people looking for us.
Yeah.
The lady ran. I hugged her. She hugged me, and I
Oh,
said to her that, oh, blah blah blah, and the rest was history. They just stamped us in and into Russia, and that was it. And you know the truth, it was just because we did not give up.
you didn't give up.
We
Yeah.
had faith in God. We pictured the future, and we were able to get in. So anybody who wants to and who wants a change, a positive change in their lives, in their businesses, must be able to see the business expand. They must be able to see their coast enlarged. They must be able to see that in spite of whatever obstacle and challenges that may come their way, somehow they are going to scale over these obstacles. So yeah, that's about that.
Oh yeah, thanks so much for sharing all this. But just before we let you go, can you just
Okay.
tell us? Can you just maybe enlighten us? What is the biggest step of change that you have ever taken, and what do you think you have learned from it, and what will you do differently?
Um, yeah, the biggest step of change was when I decided to go to the United States of America, because when I went headed to America, I left Nigeria without $1.
Wow.
And then when I got to the US, I things worked out a little, I mean, initially. And then one day while I was in America, I I felt I could not just be home. I had favor, people were helping me and stuff, but I said to myself one day that um, I need to be, I need to solve problems,
Mm.
because people will pay you money for the problems that you solve.
Wow. Absolutely, I agree with you.
So for me, one of the biggest change or steps of change was that I went on online, even though people said, "Hey, you cannot get a job," you da da da. I sought out a job, and I tried to look up for a job, and I applied, and then they called me for an interview, and the interview was going to be past midnight, about 1 a.m.
Wow.
And then I didn't have a car, so a friend of mine dropped me off about 11 p.m. And then I wasn't sure because it was not like they were gonna hire me. It was just an interview, right? So, but I saw myself getting the job,
Mm.
but and I was still scared a little bit. And
It's okay to be
so
nervous. Yeah.
so we when I met with the business owner, she said um, it was a cleaning job. So she said, um, "Do you know how to use this machine?" I said, "No, but if you show me, I learned very quickly." Then she said, and then we got started. And they said, "Do you have a bank account?" I said, "Yes." They never asked me any other thing. They didn't ask me where I was from, you know. So it was. I remember, and this was how they took me in. And after we worked that night, it was an overnight job,
Wow.
and
So
then
you started working on the day of the interview.
right there.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they said, and that was the big break I had though. That was so for me, that was the big break I'll never forget, because it's so the following day when they were leaving, they said take the propane, because we'll use the propane to buff the floor, because after I wash it, we're gonna buff it and make it shine. So they said you got to take the propane and you got to go put it in your car. And I said to them, I don't, but I don't have a car. And they said, oh, they were going to hire somebody who had a car. I said, it's all right. I will always come. I'll be able to get here. My friend will drop me off. But because they saw that I worked very hard, and then possibly they liked me.
Pride was there. They saw the passion and belief.
Yes, I was hungry. They saw this guy was hungry for the job. He was ready to do it, so they let it go. So I will go on foot for about an hour and 40 minutes every day, and then pulling the propane
Wow.
to work. And I'm going to work 8-hour shift all through the night. And in the morning, I was going to do the same thing back home. I was doing this 7 days a week, and I was earning pretty decent amount of money. And for me, why I said that's a big, that's a very big step of change for me, is because that launched me out into the deep. Because it was from there I was able to buy my first car, and then the second one, and then the third one, and then I was able to start my own cleaning business, and then I started hiring people, and things blew up for me. So your next question in line with that was, what would I have done differently? I would not have closed the cleaning business, because I stopped it when I became very successful in it. And I stopped it because I had some friends who were advising and saying, oh, it takes away my time. I don't sleep at night and stuff and all that. But the truth was that if I was to do it again, I would, or if I had the same opportunity, of course, not like I can't do it again, but I'm doing something else now that I have a flair for, so it's a good thing. I don't regret it though. And then what would I have done differently? I wouldn't have left it. I would have kept it, because I would have helped other people, given people jobs, helped to drive the economy, because small businesses drive the economy. So, and then it became so big. I was getting contracts here and there. I had contracts with pizza companies, with courier companies, with these mobile companies and stuff we were doing, and I was learning so much. I had several machines, and then that's pretty much it. So for me, that was a big break. For me. So
One thing I actually picked up, because when you were going to go for the job interview, you didn't have anything. You didn't even have a car, but you didn't stop there. You were positive about getting the job, and you had the right attitude, and that was why the employer, they actually saw the drive. So when you're trying to take a big step of change, you need to actually approach it with the right attitude and the right drive.
That's correct.
And then, yes, you will get people that will come to you and say that this is bad, this is not good. I get that a lot as well. Some of my videos I used to do a long time ago, I used to say, of course, people would say negative things. People would be happy about what you are doing. Some people, even with this show, not everyone would like it. It's not for everybody, So you actually follow your dreams, as long as you have a passion for it. You stick to that guts, and yes. Thank you. I'd like to say thank you so much. Thanks for taking your time to
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for also having me. And then I wish you all the best with what you're doing, and my warmest regards to your family, all right?
Thank you. Yeah. And we hope to have see more of you, so that you can share some of your inspirations with us. Yes. And I hope everyone, one or two people have been able to learn one or two things. I'll let you go now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye. Wow. Thank you so much, Adeyemi, for sharing those useful tips with us. So you need to be aware before you take that big step of change. You need to be aware of what you want to do. You need to be informed. And of course, you need to let your passion drive you. There has to be a passion that will drive you. Let that passion drive you. And also, you need to picture, you need to see that big picture. You know, see that big picture, walk towards it. Do not just picture it and then sit still. You need to make effort and be positive. Have a positive attitude. Of course, you will have people that will go against you. Not everyone will like it. Prepare for those negative people. They would come. Do not let them cut your dream short. And yes, if you have found this very useful, please share it with your friends, share it on your page, start a watch party so that others can benefit from it. And if you have any question, it's always confidential. Send us an email with that question. You have any topic you want us to treat, please do not forget to send us an email or send me a private message. I'll absolutely pick that up. The email is on the screen. And do not forget to subscribe so that you are reminded when we have new episode. You don't miss this episode. And thank you once again. Thank you for staying tuned. This is Dr. Bola Adeyeye Omishade.